It's Week 17 of the 2023 season, and we'll get a look here at Davis Mills.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Jaguars in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading them out in his second season now out of Stanford. Here's Davis Mills.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Shaquill Griffin in on the stop defensively. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run again with Hunt. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Mills to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They'll be led out by the first overall pick from a couple of drafts ago, former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
They'll start on the ground, Etienne. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week. 18 carries, 82 yards.
One thing I do know, teams in the NFL don't treat this like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. It's been mentioned all week long about going out and getting him the rushing title. He'll see the ball, and he'll see it often.
On second down, Etienne once more. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Typically, you think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he fires one, but incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 11 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And some room to run now. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Kareem Hunt, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off as he did so with a touchdown run. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed,
Yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. That's caught inside the 20. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he's brought down.
Holding offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Running out of the gun with Etienne. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8. Now Lawrence. Screenplay. Here's Etienne. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from the defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mills now. Over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, Mills. Another completion here to Hunt. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Jags, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this throw will be intercepted. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now Etienne to start the drive, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. From the gun, it's Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Etienne up the middle. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now left side on the swing pass, and down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. They'll run with Etienne. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, Lawrence. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Straight ahead, Etienne. It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he will get this into the end zone for a touchdown. Travis Etienne, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Jags are an extra point away now for tying this ball game.
That was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned about time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us at EA Sports certainly want to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous new year. And as a celebration of that, a big slate of NFL games on this Sunday, Week 17. Second to last weekend of the NFL docket. Later tonight, the battle for Los Angeles, Rams and Chargers, 5:15 Pacific at SoFi. And then on Monday night, Charles and I are on to Cincinnati. Bills and Bengals, 2 cold weather teams in what will be a frigid Paul Brown Stadium. Dancing to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trayvon Walker in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And that CD, another sack for the young rookie linebacker. Well, getting after the quarterback certainly has not been much of a problem here in his rookie season.
It certainly hasn't, Brandon, and the instincts that have made him a great tackler, I think coupled along with some film study and some great anticipation, that's also made him a great pass rusher as well.
He'll give it, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Jags grab it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks, and of course you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him.
Hurt him in a big way, and it is so key to take care of the ball because remember, the team making the fewest mistakes usually wins the game. So you got to take care of the ball, lock it away, high and tight, as you often hear from running back coaches. 4 points of pressure, fingertips, forearm, biceps, sternum, or chest. Put it away.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
From the 16, Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Patterson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. There's the versatile back, Kareem Hunt, getting set with the rest of this offense for the next drive. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble, because now you've got a guy that's played so well, you don't want to take him and
he rifles one that's intercepted.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's a give to Etienne. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 88 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Etienne once more. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Touchdown, Jaguars! Evan Ingram, a 20-yard touchdown, as his guys are able to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston. But for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
To throw, Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards.
Right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation, and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run,
It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only one on that.
Touchdown, Houston. O.J. Howard, 33 yards. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're starting to put some space here. The first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. The second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. And one more time, here's Kirk. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. From midfield now, Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm ready.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A handoff for Etienne. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Pulled the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Mills now looks to throw on 1st down. Cooks on the quick slant. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first down throw for Mills. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Mills. Being chased out left. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Second down and goal. Mills. The quick slant caught. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 135 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Down to about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On second down, a run with Etienne. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And the tight end goes in motion left. And they'll go again with Etienne. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, worthy adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Those strong windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And Ingram hauls it in. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Ready?
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. And they'll run with Etienne. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 40-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Once more, Etienne. And this time he is in the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Circle that drive because that might be one we remember well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fields it right around the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mills. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Finds his man. It's John Mechie. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, here's Mills. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Looking end zone for Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Charles, he's still a young player in this league. Second year in the NFL. Last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully...
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 4 plays, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there. He's closing in on 200 yards on the ground with the 4th quarter still to come. We're in the 3rd. Good shot to get there.
And now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball, because when you've had that kind of a day, there is a tendency to think about getting him out and saving some of it. Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder. I'll take the ball again, please, right?
Not turning down any carries.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense The next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Back now in Houston. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Got it.
The offense on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 12 more yards there and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Etienne with it, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne with touchdown number 3 here in this game, and 17 now on the year. And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add to this 4th-quarter lead. Extra point try now for Patterson. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now left side on the swing pass. Well, the pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. open man there as Collins complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Throwing, Mills. Quick throw. He's got Hunt on the slant. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. Mills again. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Mills to throw it. And he's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Davis Mills scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Texans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking in zone for Jones. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. And Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. 1st down, Mills. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mills. And he finds Howard complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They run for it with Hunt. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mills now. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mills. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
3rd and long for Mills. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
Let's go.
Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Touchdown, Texans.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here we go.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. And they will take a knee here.
On the set.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
9-7 now.
You